Everybody hear me? We are good. All right, so who in the room likes to drink? Raise your hand. All right, so that motivates me to be a little animated and keep things going. So I'll try to be quick. You probably heard a lot of stuff today about account-based. You just came from another session about data, so I feel privileged to talk about data with you some more, something that SDRs love to talk about. Maybe I'll start with a little of my background. Been kind of a startup guru for about past 10 years. I've been super fortunate to build 3 companies. All 3 got acquired. Started at Datanyze roughly about 6 months ago. And I am the Senior Vice President of Marketing and Sales Dev. So something that's pretty unique compared to a lot of organizations. Typically, SDRs roll up to a head of sales. I'm fortunate to also own the sales dev team, which forces alignment, which is a fantastic thing. And you guys heard from the guys at Radius. It's really, really important that your SDRs, sales dev, and sales and marketing are all one team. In fact, if you were to go to Kawasaki or go to Japan, they would tell you that there's marketing. There's no such thing as marketing. In Japanese, it's sales promotions. That's what's marketing. And so I'm a big believer in this same thing. Puts me in a very fortunate situation to kind of talk to you guys about how you can really qualify the best leads and the best accounts, like the big brands that we get to work with every single day. So here's just a quick snapshot. It's one of those, we just got to see the logo slide. These are some of the awesome brands that we get to work with every single day. It's what makes us get up in the morning to work with these thought leaders in this space and really help them excel, fast track their company to success. I know some of these brands are in the room. And I'm going to kind of divulge about some of the ways that these companies qualify accounts and leads. So hopefully you can take a few of these lessons back to your team. But before I get going, raise your hand if you're an SDR or a BDR. Okay, raise your hand if you're like an account executive, more on the closing side. Raise your hand if you're on the management side of a sales team. Okay, awesome, sweet. Raise your hand if you sell technology to businesses. Okay, raise your hand if you sell products to consumers. Thank God, perfect, okay. So I always ask everybody at every company, who is your biggest enemy? And this answer typically is the same no matter what role, no matter what business you're in, no matter what you're doing every single day. Does anyone want to take a wild guess and embarrass yourself? Who said time? Perfect. Your biggest enemy is time. As a sales rep, you have crazy quotas. You are expected to make, hopefully, depending on your situation, your environment, anywhere from 30 to 60 calls and emails per day. And if you don't hit that number, if the algorithm is correct, you're not going to hit your sales goal. In addition, you're going up against a lot of fierce competition. And those guys are working really, really fast to go against you as well. And so time is our biggest enemy. And so if you don't come to the table and use your time wisely and really spend more time closing deals instead of hunting and just guessing and machine gunning, trying to find the lead, then you're not doing your business as effective as you can be. And I'm going to show you ways that can help you get promoted if you deploy this stuff. So let's talk about how we can get to success faster. How you as an SDR, how you as a manager of your SDR team can help your team succeed a lot quicker while simultaneously also having a great relationship with your head of marketing. And so some of the things I kind of live by are, you might have heard these before, I expect everyone to have 50 calls before their second cup of coffee every single day. If you come in just running and spend all that energy just pushing really hard, and the phone call is really important if you're an enterprise level company selling a product that's over an ASP of 30 to 50K, it's really, really important to hustle. And you want that room hustling. You want that room buzzing around. You want people hearing the sound of money being made, right? And it's attractive, it's contagious, it's fun. It can be a little scary at times because people can hear you and you don't want to be judged, but you got to keep your ears and mind open that you're looking for feedback to continuously improve your trade. Another thing, when you're talking to a prospect, shut up. A lot of people forget to shut up. It's one of the funniest things that happens. Like, you come into work, you're like, I really got my pitch down, I did a great job, I got these case studies memorized, I can't wait to share all these stories with my prospect. If you just flip that around and ask a couple open-ended questions and let your prospect talk and talk and talk and talk, you're going to get so much more valuable data for your account executives that you're going to be like their favorite SDR, hands down. Because I'm willing to bet that nearly everyone in this room has had a situation where an account executive has come back to an SDR or to your manager and said, where's the data in Salesforce? I didn't know any of this stuff. Why don't I know, like, this isn't qualified? Where is everything, right? That's because SDRs, sometimes we talk too much. If you want to talk a lot, come up stage. This is where you want to talk a lot. So my first company, someone taught me a very valuable lesson when it comes to talking to a prospect. And the moment someone says that they have a problem with something, you build it up. You build up the problem as much as you can. You make it sound crazy that they have to even deal with that anymore. Like, what? It's 2017. You have to deal with that? Oh, no, we can totally help you with that. So that's the purpose of talking or not talking. We all know this. If your prospect doesn't like you and trust you, they're not going to buy with you. So don't be, the kind of slimy car salesman. You want to be that friend. Look at your job as customer service. Look at your job as someone that works at Disney or In-N-Out and that smiles and you're becoming their best friend. Build that relationship. And most importantly, what we're going to really get into, and this comes from The Art of War. If you haven't read the book, you should read it. Every battle is won before it is ever fought. So every battle is won before it's ever fought. And we're going to talk about that in much more detail. So there's different parts of the battle when you're in sales. There's before the battle, there's the start of the battle, and there's everything that's going on during the battle. And now what I'm going to talk about is everything you can do before the battle. And if you put your energy here, you're going to close quicker, you're going to win quicker, and you're going to hit your quota. Starting the battle, that's an easy thing to do. Let marketing handle most of that. Marketo, outreach, whatever campaigns and tools they give you. And then during the battle, we'll talk about some qualification areas in that area. So the problem right now, though, is sales is investing. A lot of teams, they're investing in a whole lot of the wrong thing. They're kind of guessing. They're learning on the job and stuff like that. But there's so much material out there, whether it's our blog or SalesLoft has a blog, Discover.org has a blog. There's so much content out there where you can get best practices. And so where the hell do we start, right? So as a sales rep, or even as a poor little consumer, a little rabbit, like that, this is the experience that's happening out there. You have all these sales guys chasing you, have ads chasing you, have display ads guessing, hunting you everywhere, and it's really scary, and it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. And so we're going to talk about how to kind of clean that up. But if there was a study done earlier this year by HubSpot actually, that 45% of B2B sales, you guys in the room, and marketing teams state that a lack of data is their barrier to sales success. When I saw this, I was like, I don't know if I believe that, because I'm like, why not the product? Why not just you need more salespeople? Why not you just need a higher caliber of salespeople? I'm like, really? The lack of data is the number one barrier to sales success? And then when you start really digging into it, it totally makes sense. Because if you're not spending your time on the right accounts, on the right leads, you're completely wasting your time. And it's so frustrating as a rep. And also, 25% of salespeople state that manual entry of data is the biggest pain in the ass part of their job. So raise your hand if you do manual entry. Oh, you guys are shy. Everyone does, you know it. And this is something that I'm kind of on both sides because I'm the head of marketing, but I also do sales dev, so it's kind of this weird thing that goes on. 52% of marketers say that they provide sales with the company's best leads, while sales ranks marketing qualified leads last. These are crap. We get the best, right? I'm sure you guys sometimes feel that sentiment. And only 8% of salespeople say leads they received from marketing were very high quality. So why is that? Why is that happening? And it really comes down to how marketing orgs are focused, how historical sales teams have always been focused, and it's been investing in a website, investing in events, investing in ads that are $600,000 a month on 101, investing in all this stuff that's just spraying the world and driving in a bunch of crap. And so what they could do, your organization could do, is spend a fraction a fraction of the price, invest in just getting some data or a tool or a platform that is going to automatically find the best accounts. You've been hearing it all day long, right? Account-based marketing is the way you do it now. Inbound marketing was so 2014. Everything is account-based marketing, right? And so if you invest in the data, it's not that hard to do. It's pretty simple. It sounds scary because the word data sounds intense, and I need to, everyone has to wear glasses and a windmill on their head, but it's not that tough to do. There's a lot of companies that have done that. So where do you begin? You start with the end, to spend less time guessing and more time closing deals. So to reverse engineer to success, you got to go against the typical funnel. So the traditional funnel is I'm trying to bring in all these leads, and then my SDRs or marketing tries to market and qualify them, and then sales gets them and says, half of these are crap, guys. What are you doing? You're wasting my time. And then marketing says, well, no, you got to dig deeper. You got to dig deeper. You got to try harder. You got to expand. You got to find the right person in that company. And then eventually it gets the sales ready and then demo, and you get a closed one deal, right? But the problem is a lot of shit comes in, which means a lot of shit comes out. So your account executives their pipeline looks great, but they might be only closing 5-10% of it. Imagine closing a pipeline of like 50% of your pipeline closes because you know that your AEs are working on the best of the best deals. So reverse engineer. And I'm going to dig into that instead of just talking at a high level. So back into once the battle has started. So we just briefly discussed like before the battle. I'm not even going to talk about starting the battle. And then when the battle started, you have someone you're talking to. Don't use BANT. How many of you guys use BANT? I bet a lot of people still use BANT. So BANT can work. It can really, really work if you have an open mind with it. If you are super stringent, one of my companies got acquired by this company, I can't say the name, and because they literally had fields in their Salesforce that had budget, authority, needs, timeline. And they were mandatory fields and very strict on what could be put in there. And the problem is today, it's 2017. I bet everyone in here, you don't have budget authority. You don't have closing authority. You can't purchase a $70,000 platform. I bet you have to go through like a buying committee of 7 people at least to get or executive approval from your CEO. So if a lead comes in, BANT doesn't work. And as a marketer, it drives me nuts when I see BANT being like, this is how we should do it. This is how it's always been done. This is the industry best. And it was the industry best by IBM. IBM came up with BANT a long, long, long time ago when people weren't coming to you already educated, when people weren't coming to you, as an inbound lead. It was back when people were selling hardware and you could go directly you show up with a basket or something, a different style of sales instead of inside sales. And so there's a lot of different acronyms and funny names. One I like to use in our company, back up. So this goes back to the issue of don't qualify a lead, qualify the account. If you can take one thing away, just remember this phrase. Guys, we need to stop qualifying leads. We need to start qualifying accounts. A lead comes in, we just disqualify them or we recycle them. No. If that lead came in and it's from a really good account, qualified. And you use that person and you turn them into your little puppet, turn them into either a cheerleader or hopefully a champion, and have them open the door for you and get a referral within this company. Another way to qualify that we see a lot of our customers doing, it sounds neat. It's a concept called NEAT. You look at the company's needs, you look at the economic impact of those needs. Does the person have access to authority? And what is the timeline? This is much, much more modern. This works for SaaS companies. This works for inside sales teams. This works for technology sales organizations. Because, again, the access to authority and economic impact really, really change how your SDR team will look at things. And less stuff will get lost. So 2 reasons why companies buy. They make more money or save money. Right? It's really 2 reasons. And that's something that you always have to keep in mind. And so when you're speaking to these people, you got to ask them, how much time will they save with your product? Or what is the financial impact on the business? Will it save time? And then again, access to authority. Can they get you to the right people? Also, something that kind of drives me nuts, I kind of love it, I kind of don't just use firmographic and demographic data. You've heard a lot of stuff about data. There's so much different types of data out there. And does everyone know what firmographic and demographic data is, right? I mean, if you can't, it's literally right here. There's some examples. Revenue, industry, team size, location, job title. I use this every single time. Every company that I go to, I use demographic and firmographic data. I want to know the title. I want to know the location. I want to know the size of the company. I want to be able to tier it. But then there's one more key piece that is missing. And that's where kind of our company's short little plug is technographic data. And we'll dig into that a little bit more. So on average, your customers, your prospects, have over 1,000 apps in use in their org. And the apps that they have inside their org show, are they ready to buy your product? What type of products are they buying? Are they buying your competitors? Did they just deploy Marketo and say you are a product that is integrated with Marketo? And you know after 3 months of kind of calming down after that big deployment, that innovative marketing and sales team is going to go, okay, what's next? And there's a reason why this is happening, right? I mean, look in Silicon Valley, right? There's so much tech out there. And this technology is booming. It's working. And companies know it. And I'm willing to bet that everyone in this room, that there's a couple technologies that if you just chase them, you would drive your sales significantly higher. Because right now, I can tell you personally, I get tech FOMO all the time. If a new technology comes out, I'm like, oh, what's that? Will it work? Oh my God, we should try it out. Let's demo it. Let's trial it. Let's put it on our website and see if it works. The moment I put it on the website, a company like Datanyze, there's a couple others out there too, we can immediately see that, hey, this company right here is trying this product out. Why aren't you part of that conversation? You compete with that product. Why didn't you even know about them? Why don't you get an automatic alert that says this is perfect for you? These guys are perfect for you. They're going to close quicker. Your account executives are going to be stoked that you're sending them the right stuff. And then your marketing team is going to be like, well, why can't we do this? Why can't we use that data in our marketing campaigns? Why can't we send out strategic email blasts that are based on what people's technology usage are? Like, hey, I see that you're using Marketo, and you should consider us because we work really well. And using a platform that has alerts and all this innovation versus like someone calling you or emailing you, hey, would you like a list of your competitors' customers? That stuff doesn't scale, and the quality is not there. So to really understand when and why buyers invest in technology, sales teams need to have a much more sophisticated data set. Don't just look at firmographic and demographic data. It works, it helps, but if you add technographic data to it, you are golden. And I guarantee you'll be way ahead of your competitors, because so many companies still don't do this. It blows my mind. So when you're looking at building kind of that ideal customer profile, which you probably heard, the ICP, you want to look at who are you selling to and what are you selling. And that will tell you what technologies you should look for. So you can see this probably a little bit. But say I'm selling to marketing, right? Say I'm selling to marketing and I want to tier my team. I want to segment my team a specific way. And so I have like a SMB group, I have a mid-market group, I have an enterprise group over here on my sales team. Why not tier them by technology usage instead of just company size or location? Or why not do both? Why not see what companies have HubSpot, have Acton, or maybe they have Google, Hotjar, Mixpanel, AdWords, AdRoll, how much they're investing in AdWords, how much they're investing in SEO. All that data is so easy. You could literally get it in your CRM tomorrow, like 2 seconds. It's really, really simple to do. Or do you want to, say you're selling to salespeople, and you want to know who has Salesforce or Dynamics or who has Outreach or ToutApp or SalesLoft or Engagio or any of these platforms. Why not have an environment where your sales dev and account executives know this ahead of time? So you can sound extra cool when you're talking to that prospect. So you're not wasting your time on companies that aren't even interested in buying technology. I mean, there's a lot of old school companies out there that aren't hip yet. They're not buying stuff yet. They're still like, no, we're good. This is how it's been working for us. Everything's so integrated, we're not good. Then you have your more forward-thinking prospects that are ready to like find the next thing. You can literally see that now. you can see how often people buy stuff, how often people use stuff, what are they using, what are they buying? And you can incorporate that into your qualification process. And I think the largest search engine, I think, was here. I don't know if he's still here. This morning and spoke. I can't confirm or deny that they're a customer of ours. Obvious. So it works really, really well. You guys know how fierce Marketo's sales team are? Like HubSpot's sales team? It totally works. So what we're seeing today is big brands are identifying the technology their current customers have also, which is another cool thing you can do. Go find your top 10 best customers. Maybe they're the biggest deals. Maybe they're the customers that don't churn. Maybe they're the customers that upsell the most. Maybe they're just the happiest customers. And then run that through a platform like Datanyze or something else, and it will tell you every technology they use, when it was deployed, and then it will automatically show you all these beautiful companies out in the world that meet that same specific profile. And you can grab those accounts, bring them in, look at the high-quality contact data, and start calling away. Instead of waiting for marketing to guess and spray with billboards and ads and then making it difficult to qualify. And so, you see where things get a lot easier? So big brands today, they don't close their eyes and just guess. And the same thing should happen if you aren't even a big brand, if you're a small brand. Datanyze, most people think we're an enormous company. We're actually a pretty lean organization. And we're growing super quick because we eat our own dog food. I wouldn't call it dog food. It's more like filet mignon or something delicious, or maybe it's gluten-free, I don't know. But something, it works really well, and you can get a lot more with your efforts, and just definitely check it out. And by not guessing and looking at your most valuable customers, looking at their technologies, demographic, firmographic data, you can identify your perfect profile and then immediately get those accounts, suck them into your CRM, suck them into your marketing automation, and then get all of the high quality contact data and start going after them. And then you can start seeing when they engage and do all that stuff that some other companies have talked about today. So it really goes back to, again, looking at the traditional sales funnel. And you guys might have seen this from Terminus or Flip My Funnel group. This is the way the world should work today. Spend your energy finding the best fit. Work with marketing to find the best fit. Get some tools that will grab these accounts and identify the best fit for your company. Then, once you know all your best fits based on your current customers, your list of customers in Salesforce or whatever, you can immediately expand into the world and grab those accounts that meet that criteria. And then once you have all these new accounts that are beautiful, that you know have a higher chance of closing because they fit your perfect customer profile already of the revenue that's coming in, then you engage with them. Then you ask marketing for a little help. Then you use a tool like Outreach or whatever it might be, or Terminus or whatever. And then after that, you turn them into fans. And then you get them to share the story of your product, right? It just makes sense. It's just a new way of looking at things. It's the more modern way to look at sales and marketing. And so it's really, really important to turn them into fans too. So I have an example with that. How many of you guys struggle with talking about ROI? Anyone? Some people? Okay, who has $1? Anyone have $1? Who has $1? You have $1? Can I have it? Ooh. Oh, I'll take that too. So I'm going to keep this if you don't mind. So, but I'm going to give you a $20 bill.
Can I keep it?
Yeah, you can keep it.
Cheers.
Not a problem. Anyone else have $1? Anyone? You have $1? First person to put $1 up in the air. Sorry, he did it. There you go. Thank you. ROI. See, done, easy. Easy lesson. If you can communicate to your group that, hey, the more you invest, the more you'll get, use that methodology, it'll work every single time. That's just a fun thing to get people hungry for money. I mean, sales, right? So if you use these techniques and really focus on every battle is won before it is ever fought from the art of war, and then look for the applications like Datanyze or whatever it might be that can help you get there, then you will be much, much more successful. of your company. And again, to sum it all up, before the battle, technographic data, demographic data, firmographic data. That's how you qualify. Start the battle. Monitor engagement. Do whatever you want. And then during the battle, some format issues here. Look at the need. Look at the economic impact of the need. Does this person have access to authority? And does it fit their timeline? This is how modern companies are qualifying accounts. Cool, that's it. Any questions?
Thanks, Ron. Appreciate it.
Awesome.
Give it up for Ron.